Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from Djibouti channels. We present to you our news editions tonight, and we will begin the main title of our editions. The head of state received the Djiboutian ambassador accredited abroad around the world. A continental news: more than 6,600 migrants dead since 2030 on their migratory route in Europe. That were our headlines, and welcome if you join us in Djibouti channel. The President of the Republic today received of all our accredited ambassadors in several capitals around the world to sit their discussions and remind them of their main missions to represent the country well and defend its interests. This meeting took place at the end of the ambassador conference, which was held for 3 days at the Diplomatic Institute. The head of state said that his conference of ambassadors allowed diplomats to understand the strategic directions and the course to follow for the interests of our nations. The head of state also brought diplomats regional situation and told them what he expected from them.
Mesdames et messieurs les ambassadeurs, je suis très heureux de vous retrouver pour cette nouvelle édition de la conférence des ambassadeurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to see you again for this new editions of the Ambassadors Conference. It is an opportunity for me to share with you the conviction that inspire us, the challenges that await us, but also the promises that are offered to us to make our country progress. For 3 days you discussed, exchanged, shared your experience, listened to the presentations of the government members. You have become immersed in the government status and priority. You will therefore return to your positions well aware of the strategic directions and courses we have chosen for the benefit of our nation. Representing your country abroad, speaking, discussing, negotiating, or signing on behalf of all Djiboutians is more than a mission, it's a privilege. I'm convinced that you feel it as such. That is why you must combine in everyday life your professional and human qualities to represent us with dignity. You must make the rest of the world discover Djibouti for its culture, its traditions of welcoming foreigners, and also its identity. You must ensure that our country, a land of encounter and exchange, is perceived for what it is to the rest of the world, a country of peace, stable and tolerant. Our diplomacy operates in a constantly evolving international, continental, and a regional context. That is why it should not freeze up on itself. On the contrary, it must give itself the necessary impetus to integrate all the initiatives and innovation that can boost it and make it effective. That is why we remain true to our principle when we advocate for the rest of the world, where multilateralism triumphs, and reject the temptations of unilateralism and withdrawal fueled by populist or nationalist ideologies. The challenges facing the international community can only be met if the same international community converge its effort in the same direction. We also remain true to our principle when we actively participate in the fight against terrorism. That is why our troops are participating alongside with other troops on the continent to pacify Somalia and extract it from the influence of the terrorists. And that is why we have also contributed with the military forces of the international community to eradicate piracy in the Gulf Aden and the Red Sea. Our country remains true to its conviction when we advocate with others for the accelerated integration of our continent. This integration, both economic and political, is continuing, and it is because we believe in the virtues of this integration that we support the structural reform of the African Union proposed at the second summit last November.
This in his the second speech of the president, he explained that the importance of this meeting is to face the new challenges.
L'évolution du contexte régional nous fortifie dans cette conviction et nous incite à l'optimisme.
And gentlemen, the evolution of the regional context strengthens us in this conviction and encourage us to be optimistic. Indeed, our Horn of Africa, often with the whirlwind of ethnic or interstate conflict, is changing sail and also inspiring to peace. What good news, and how can we not be happy about, especially for our country? Yes, especially for our country, which already since the year 2000, with the inter-Somali peace talk in Arta, or the rapprochement of the inter-Sudanese factions, has been the role of the mediator or facilitator to ensure that our region embrace peace. What good news for our country, a collateral victim of a conflict as absurd as it was tragic, in which our Ethiopian and Eritrean neighbor were waiting. We welcome the willingness of the new Ethiopian Prime Minister to break the psychological deadlock that was opposed to peace between the two countries. We also welcome and appreciate his global activism at the regional level, including the effort he has made and is making in the process of normalization between our country and Eritrea. For our part, and with regard of this process, we remain optimistic because we have always been on the side of peace. I reminded you earlier that the world is changing and that our diplomacy must change. A truth, even an evidence that should serve as a matrix for you. Yes, today more than yesterday, and tomorrow more than today. You must no longer confine yourself to a diplomatic representation. This must be the guiding principles of your mission. This must be its center of gravity and at the same time its purpose. You must immerse yourself in this reality. You saw this reality on the ground when you visited some of our infrastructure yesterday, infrastructure that bear the hallmark of our ambitions to become an economy open to the region and the world, an economy that draw its substance and prosperity from its ambition. To those who think that these infrastructures only put our country into debt, you must explain and teach, explain calmly that these market infrastructure are essential levers to the economy. Explain that these infrastructure generates income, jobs, and growth for the well-being of our economy and its population. As you know, over the past 2 years, the government has carried out ambitious reform to make the business climate attractive. This remarkable effort, in several respects, have been noticed in the context of the doing business. Here again, it is your responsibility to explain to your interlocutors the investment facilities or comparative advantages that can encourage them to invest in our economy. In the world of globalization and economic pragmatism is becoming an element of diplomatic influence. That is why you must be the vector of this influence. That is why, faithful to our agenda to become an emerging country, you must put at the top of your priority the promotion of our country and its economy. That is why I now invite the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to integrate this dimension as an essential criterion in the annual evaluation of our embassies.
Before and their work, the Djiboutian diplomats made aware from the contribution, assistance, or help for people with special needs. They followed the explanations of the director of the National Agency for Persons with Special Needs, Mr. Douale. These were newly created at the initiative of the head of state to establish a policy that supports the entire human dimensions of disability in its all aspects. Djiboutian ambassadors promised to support their actions of this new agency and to intervene with international organizations and other organization of friendly countries. Mr. Douali thanked the ambassador for their commitment and advocacy. The delegation led by the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hamad, and including several other parliamentarians, including Vice President Mr. Elmi Absi Wa'is, paid a visit to the Italian Demirjoug base. Consular and administrators working in the office of the President of the Assembly took part in this visit. Upon his arrival on the spot, the delegation was greeted by the Commander-in-Chief of the Italian base, surrounded by other officials. After the usual presentation, the guests of the day took their place in the conference room, where the Commander-in-Chief made presentations of the background of the installations of this military infrastructure, the military operation conducted, and the cooperations with both the police force, the gendarmerie of the Djiboutian army. Finally, the support brought to association and civil institutions. With regard to military operation, the base commander explained that the primary goal is to provide support for operation in the Red Sea of the Somali coast to contain piracy. The Minister of Economy and Finance responsible for industry, Mr. Ilyas Moussa Douali, received yesterday in his office the Director General of the African Development Bank for East Africa, Mr. Gabriel Nigatou. The purpose of the visit was signing of a letter of agreement amounting to $1 million, which will be used to support the Republic of Djibouti, providing assistance for the rehabilitations of school infrastructure damaged by Cyclone Segal, in the supply of equipment and teaching materials for all the establishment concerned, as well as the supply of school furniture. This letters for agreements part of the EFDP support following the international appeal launched by the Djiboutian authorities in the face of the natural disaster crisis that occurred in May 2018. The EFDP Director General of East Africa pledged to support the Republic of Djibouti and its people in this climate change-related natural disaster. For his part, the Minister of Economy and Finance thanked the EDP for the financial support it provides to provide the Republic of Djibouti. Like the rest of the world, the international organizations of migrants today celebrated the National Day of Migrants at the People's Palace. With the theme of Migrants with Dignity, this Awareness Day was aimed at understanding the reason for the mass movement of men and women affected by misfortune. It's also necessary to treat these men and women in human need and to overcome all prejudices. This International Migrants Day was an opportunity to dispel misunderstanding that forced people to leave to seek better conditions. This event was placed under the aegis of the Minister of Interior, Mr. Hassan Omar, and several members of government, senior officials, as well as police, gendarmerie, and army took part at this event. An end of training ceremony was held this morning in the National Gendarmerie at Beka. Three gendarmerie have undergone advanced training in the National School of Judicial Police, which will soon be inaugurated. The International School of Judicial Police practices and improvement will be of international renown and will make Djibouti a unique of leading school of judicial police practice and development. The ceremony was chaired by the Chief of Staff of National Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Sheikh, and so the participation of the Ambassador of France, Mr. Christophe Guillou, the Attorney General Jama' Suleiman, the Prefect of Arta, Mr. Abdullahi Darar Okiya, as well as the Prosecutor of the Republic, Mr. Eid Ibrahim. For his part, the Chief of Staff and the National Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Hassan Aden, explained the importance of this training and the size of this school that will be soon be operational.
Comme vous l'avez rappelé, la France soutient dès le premier jour ce projet. C'est un projet que nous croyons. Nous croyons qu'il est important de renforcer les capacités en matière de police judiciaire ici à Djibouti, de tous ceux qui participent à l'activité de police judiciaire, qu'il s'agisse des gendarmes, mais qu'il s'agisse également des policiers, c'est très important, nous avons insisté, nous continuerons à insister sur cette dimension, et bien entendu, nous sommes très contents qu'il y ait en plus des magistrats qui participent et qui apportent leur expertise. Donc c'est le premier message que je voudrais adresser. C'est très important que Djibouti, dans le domaine de la police judiciaire, renforce ses capacités, gendarmerie, police et magistrats.
In his part, the Chief of Staff of the National Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Hassan Aden, explained the importance of this training and the size of this school, which will be soon operational. He explained the importance of this school, both national and regional. The delegation then headed to make a visit for the large-scale project for the Great School of Practice for improvement of the judicial policies and the import he will bring to the gendarmerie in national and regional, concluded the colonel.
Bénéfique et permettra de conduire le prochain stage international dans des conditions optimales.
The Hotel Kempinski Palace hosted an official reception last night on the occasion of the National Days of the State of Qatar. The guests were welcomed by the charge interim of the embassy, Mr. Rashid bin Salim, and Mr. Mohammed bin Ali. The secretary attended the reception. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hamad, as well as the Minister of Health, the Ministers of Housing, Mr. Musa Mohammed Ahmed, and the Sultan of Tajura, Abdul Qadir Hamad, and many other senior civil and military officials, Arab and foreign diplomatic corps leader, representatives, non-governmental organizations and businessmen, media, culture, and to participate at this event. And now let's move on continental news. The total number of confirmed migrant deaths on the African continent is estimated around 6,650 in the last 5 years, according to the International Organizations of Migrants. For more detail, let's follow this report.
Missing Migrant Project MMP will publish records from hundreds of eyewitness reports of deaths during migration in Africa, breaking the total number of deaths recorded on the continent to 1,386 this year. MMP researchers explained that with this latest data, the total number of deaths of migrants confirmed on the continent is an estimated 6,650 in just the latest 5 years. The new record added today to 2018 is a total amounting to information on 1,014 previously unknown fatalities are based on surveys conducted by the Missed Migration Center's Monitoring Mechanism Initiative. However, surveys represent only a small fraction of the overall number of people on the move in Africa.
Here we arrive at the end of this news edition. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.